Listen carefully. It's the dead of night in Chicago. The kind of night where the wind coming off Lake Michigan cuts through bone and memory, rattling the windows of quiet brownstones and high-rise apartments alike. A city holding its breath while millions sleep. Lights off, curtains drawn. No one watching the streets. No one expecting anything out of the ordinary. When suddenly a single muffled scream slices through the darkness and then stops just as abruptly as it began, swallowed by the wind like it never existed at all. Except one neighbor jolts awake, heart slamming against her ribs. That primal instinct, screaming that something is wrong. She slips out of bed, trembling fingers parting the blinds just enough to see the sidewalk below. And that's when she sees her. A young woman crumpled unnaturally beneath a flickering street lamp that bathes the entire scene in an eerie, blood-red glow. Her body twisted as if she fell from a great height, even though there is nowhere to fall from. Her long blonde hair frozen against the concrete. Eyes wide open and glassy, staring straight ahead as if she witnessed something so terrifying it burned itself into her final moment. And yet there's nothing on her. No purse, no phone, no wallet, no ID. No fingerprints in any system at first glance. Nothing to prove she ever existed at all. And when police arrive minutes later, sirens cutting through the silence, they treat it like just another tragic overdose or late-night incident in a big city that sees too many boats. But they're wrong. Dead wrong. Because this isn't random. This isn't an accident. This is the surface crack of something vast and rotten underneath. Something powerful that has been hiding in plain sight for years. And as officers begin canvassing the area, noting the odd lack of witnesses and security footage that mysteriously malfunctioned during that exact window of time, a chill settles in that has nothing to do with the November cold. Because what they're about to uncover isn't simply murder. It's a hidden empire built on lies, manipulation, betrayal, and pure calculated evil, operating silently under the noses of millions, protected by money, fear, and secrecy. And the final twist, the one that makes hardened detectives question everything, comes from the one person who was supposed to protect her. So stay with me, don't look away, because this is only the beginning. This is the red light mystery, and it all officially begins on that freezing November night in 2024 when the body is identified only as Jane Doe and discovered in Lincoln Park, one of Chicago's most beautiful and upscale neighborhoods. A place of tree-lined streets, joggers with golden retrievers, historic homes, coffee shops buzzing at sunrise. A place where families feel safe and crime feels like something that happens somewhere else, not here. Not under these street lamps, not on these sidewalks. And yet here, she lies, only 22 years old, beautiful, completely anonymous. Her life erased in an instant. And when lead detective Ryan Thompson arrives on scene, his breath fogging in the icy air, decades of experience tightening his jaw, he studies the body and quietly tells his partner that this wasn't random, that someone went to great trouble to strip her of identity, to make her invisible even in death. And that scares him more than violence ever could, because violence is messy, but this is careful, methodical, intentional. And the first fragile thread they pull leads them miles away from Lincoln Park to a rundown budget motel near the edge of the city, a place people pass without noticing, where the clerk recalls a nervous young woman checking in days earlier under the name Rachel Evans, paying cash, barely speaking, eyes darting to the door every time it opened, asking questions about exits and cameras, staying awake at odd hours. And inside that dingy motel room, detectives find almost nothing. Just simple clothes folded neatly, a half-eaten granola bar on the nightstand, and a small silver locket tucked beneath the mattress inside it. Faded family photos of a smiling girl with 2 parents and the engraved name Emily Carter. And suddenly, Jane Doe has a name, and that name takes him to a small rural town in Ohio where cornfields stretch farther than hope and dreams feel bigger, because there's so little else. And Emily's family is shattered when police knock on their door, her mother collapsing as she hears the truth, clutching her phone and replaying Emily's last voicemail over and over, her voice full of excitement and promise, saying, "Mom, I'm here, safe. This is my big break. I love you," explaining how she'd been recruited online for a dream job in Chicago's booming fashion and modeling scene. Photo shoots, agency contracts, travel, real money, a chance to escape a town that felt too small for her ambition. And as detectives dig deeper, that dream rots into a nightmare. Because Emily was never signed by any agency. She was trafficked, lured across state lines by predators who understood hope better than fear, who crafted fake modeling ads on Instagram and TikTok with stolen photos, fake testimonials, and polished language promising independence and empowerment. Then confiscated IDs upon arrival, controlled communication, fed lies to families, and made young women vanish into a shadow world of hidden apartments, basement rooms, and coded schedules far from the city's known red light districts. And as the scope becomes clear, Detective Thompson realizes they aren't hunting a killer. They're hunting an entire system. So he authorizes a dangerous undercover operation, sending Detective Sofia Ramirez, young, sharp, fearless, wired for sound, posing as a wealthy recruiter seeking fresh talent, and what she witnesses that night still wakes her in a cold sweat. An ordinary suburban apartment building, hiding false walls, soundproof rooms, and underground tunnels designed to move victims instantly if police come. Girls shuffled through darkness like cargo, at least 15 of them, some barely legal, from towns, just like Emily's eyes hollowed by fear. And when Sofia escapes with enough evidence, Chicago PD raids the building at dawn. Doors kicked in. Tunnels flooded with light for the first time. Victims rescued shaking and crying. Dozens of traffickers arrested. But the woman at the top, the mastermind, the one who controlled it all, is gone. And just when detectives think the worst is over, a trail of money leads them north to a luxury condo in Milwaukee. And what they discover there will make your blood run cold, because the person pulling the strings isn't a faceless criminal at all. It's someone who had access, trust, authority, someone whose betrayal redefines everything you thought you knew about safety, justice, and protection. And that revelation, that final truth, is coming next. So if you're still here, drop a like right now. Leave a comment saying part 2 so I know you want the shocking ending. And hit subscribe with notifications on because part 2 is coming next, where the real betrayal is revealed. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next.